What up, guys? It's your boy Shanus, and as you can tell, it's a little dark because I'm recording this at nighttime, but I did want to get out this message before the end of the year. So for those that are just interested in content and not really like a heart-to-heart, I'm just going to get out of the way. There is new content coming. I've got quite a few videos already in line and a few new projects that I'm going to be releasing and working on. So don't worry, as soon as the new year starts, we're going to hit the ground and take off running right from the start. So be looking forward to that. And now I want to address something. So as some of you guys saw, like with my welcome back video, I know I've released content since then, but there was just something that I wanted to touch base on, and it was kind of having a heart-to-heart with you guys. First and foremost, as I always say, I want to thank you guys for all the love and support. It means the world to me. I was very transparent in saying that I was going through a very rough time this year and a lot of rough patches, and I wanted to kind of extend some gratitude and also some outreach to the rest of you who may also be going through something similar and may not have the best avenue. Let's address the elephant in the room. A lot of people are car enthusiasts because they are going through something, you know, internally, and the hobby of being invested into cars, whether it's wrenching, modifying, working on cars, or even just using your vehicle as a means of expression or to escape, to go on night drives, things of that nature. It kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that some of us use the car community or our vehicles as a way to kind of help us take care of other things behind the scenes, emotionally, mentally, things of that nature. And so I know that there's a lot of content creators that talk about mental health and mental health awareness, and I kind of wanted to address that as well because, believe it or not, I believe that this is actually something that is very closely tied to the vehicle community, as I just mentioned. The biggest thing that I want to address is essentially the fact that if you need help, please seek assistance, seek out a good friendship, and talk to somebody. It's obviously the worst thing to do to just bottle it up and not do anything about it. And if you feel like professional help is beyond you, believe me, it's not. Therapy is definitely something that can help you kind of figure out those emotions and how to express them, or how to essentially take care or recognize things that you are kind of experiencing. Now, especially with technology nowadays, you can honestly do this online. There's a lot of different companies out there, so it's definitely not out of reach. And if you have insurance, a lot of times that'll cover it. Otherwise, there's a lot of affordable options where it might sound expensive, but again, if you're into cars, you know, it'll be just dollars to get professional help if needed. But of course, if that's not for you, like I said, at the very least, reach out to a friend and kind of go from there. Have communication, because communication is key. The other thing that I kind of want to address is social media and how unfortunately toxic it could be. And I'm going to kind of address a few of those things, and then immediately afterward I'm just going to kind of go into what I'm going to be doing for myself, and I would encourage anybody in the similar situation to basically come along on this journey with me. I'm all for self-empowerment and awareness and obviously making yourself feel better, but this is kind of where I'm going to get into the territory of just being careful who you trust, whether it's friendships, relationships, family, and also just beware of social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you'd like to call it. You just want to be very careful because there's a lot of people out there that mean well, but the problem is that the advice that they may provide might be counterintuitive or honestly just as bad as what you're going through. There's a statement out there that says misery loves company, and here's the thing. Some people will go to their bestie or whatever it is for advice, but, and this isn't speaking bad on anyone, if that person is going through their own struggles and their own negativity, you want to be careful because a lot of the times, subconsciously, whether they mean to or not, they might actually be dragging you down just as badly, because the whole thing about misery loves company is that sometimes people want to see you do well, but not better than them. Or, based off of their negative experience, they might provide you some advice on something that you trust them about that may actually negatively impact your own life and make you make bad decisions. And again, I'm not saying that people have bad intentions, but again, everybody's experiences are different, and that's where you need to be careful. Now, to go on the social media aspect of things, you'll see posts, I'm sure you've seen them, right? Where whether it's about friendships, whether it's family, relationships, where if there was a bad situation in a friendship or relationship, you know, they will say things like, oh, like, you deserve better, you know, that person's garbage, trash. And here's the problem I have with that, is that except for the fact that there are some situations where they are very bad, you know, especially when you're talking about violence, or emotional abuse of some sort, things like that. Yes, nobody deserves that kind of treatment, and you do deserve better. However, a lot of the times those posts are essentially bringing down someone to try to bring you up, and at the same time you're just kind of spreading hate. It's really not going to help the situation. Unfortunately, sometimes it's better to forgive than to just kind of bottle it up and hold this animosity towards people. Because here's the thing, a lot of times we're all going through our own struggles, and sometimes we don't have the answers ourselves. Everybody reacts different to situations, and somebody may have hurt you or said something, but again, they just probably didn't know better. Maybe they were just as scared and confused as you were. And that's the thing, right? We all need help of some sort. You start talking to professionals like therapists, and you start finding answers about, hey, this person did something that really hurt me, but because we never put ourselves in that other person's shoes, we do not understand why they acted the way that they did, and instead we just focus on the pain caused to us. And it's just a vicious cycle. The problem with social media is the fact that because the algorithms are just so good, you'll constantly be fed this content over and over and over again, and it just kind of gets you hyper-focused on a very dark or very negative sense. And the whole point is to get out of that. So again, I'm just saying, be very mindful about what you see, what you retweet, the way you go about it. I'm all for empowering yourself, but I also don't want you to fall into the rut of latching onto negativity in order to make you feel better and to attack somebody that may have been just as innocent as you. But unfortunately, you know, sometimes we mean the best, we mean well. We don't know how to navigate different situations. Sometimes we are going through different turmoils in the background that we have a very hard time opening up and trusting and telling the people, right, that like we care about. And it's just, it's a hard thing to do, right? I'd like to think that I'm a pretty good person, but of course, if you ask other people, they might have different opinions. As I'm sure you're aware, for longtime followers, I used to have a best friend that was on here, and I'm not going to go into the details, but there was a disagreement, and you know, it's apples and oranges. I do not hate that other individual, regardless of the turmoil that happened. I honestly wish them the best, and hopefully they feel the same way about me, and you know, whatever aspect they're in. Looking back and putting myself into their shoes, I could definitely see how the situation would have been overwhelming and why things happened the way that they did. And alas, you know, we're at where we're at. Things happen, but again, it's one of those things where I could have latched on to advice or things in social media to make me feel better and made myself feel better by hating somebody else based off of their actions, when if the tables were turned, maybe I would have reacted the same way. Maybe I would have not have known how to have handled that situation. Maybe I would have done worse. Maybe I would have panicked. There's just so many things that happen when emotions are involved, when people are involved. You know, sometimes we end up hurting ourselves because we try to please everybody else, or sometimes, you know, you end up hurting other people to save yourself when maybe there was a better course of action. Again, life is complicated and nobody has all the answers. With that being said, we're going to transition into what I'm doing this year. New year, new me, right? Hashtag new year, new me. And I encourage you guys to maybe look into doing something similarly, whether it's picking up another hobby, whether it's reading, whether it's just self-care. Maybe you'd like to join me on what I'm about to show you. And if so, hopefully it benefits you. But one thing that I'm going to do this year, just because I now have a lot more time on my hands, you know, like I said, some events have recently made me switch gears in my mentality. I used to be a very avid gamer, and you know, I've kind of disconnected from that a little bit. And then, you know, at work now I have longer lunches, so I found myself having a lot of free time on my hands, right? And obviously health is definitely up there, right? Maybe going to the gym and things like that, having an outlet to let out that extra energy that you might have. But one thing that I'm going to do is journaling, and I'm going to give you like some kind of examples of what I'm doing. So for those of you that know me or have been following me from other endeavors, you'll know that I'm really into music. So I'm going to be doing this, which is called the mixtape of my life. I'm not going to be doing it daily. This is one of those where I'm essentially going to take this slow, and just depending on how I feel, I'm going to go about it. It's really cool because there's like some questions in here that might make you reflect. Like just I opened a random page and it says, what was your first concert going experience like? Who went with you? Or things like, what band did you love in high school that embarrasses you today and why? Just a lot of cool things in here. And I mean, you know, for those of us that are older, some of these things might actually bring us back to a place where, you know, we were just kind of innocent and much more happier. So there's that. For those of you that are really hardcore, I bought this, but I'm probably not going to do it yet because I'm not ready. A planner, right? This is it's a just fancy design, but essentially this is really cool because this gives you like months and weeks where you can like reflect on. I don't know if you can see that, but you can reflect, set yourself goals, your aspirations, you have ideas. How do I feel about my progress this month? What are 3 most important lessons I've learned during the last month? Just, you know, definitely things to kind of guide you. You can do like goal setting and things like that. So again, this is really cool for those of you that are like really meticulous about tracking things. But one that I would kind of say to ease yourself into, especially if you're new to this like me, unfortunately they're mostly all girly, but you could probably slap a sticker on this. I got this at my local bookstore like Barnes & Noble, and this one's just a self-care book, and I actually really like this because it's literally basic. It's kind of like, what time did you wake up at? How are you feeling? Did you eat, right? Did you exercise? What was your mood? So you have like a chart to fill out. And then the other side is just 2 main things: enjoyable things today and your overall thoughts, what time you went to bed, and the ending of your mood. And this is cool because this is daily, right? So I mean, obviously if you need to skip a day, you could skip a day, but one thing that really calls out to me about this being basic is that I wake up a lot earlier now. I go to sleep a lot earlier now. I have been missing meals because, again, you go through it. So this will keep me accountable, right? This is just something to better benefit me. It'll allow me to reflect. And if I had a rough day, I'll be able to vent out, not just on paper, but obviously if you decide to do any kind of exercise or any kind of energetic stuff, gym, things like that, you can talk about it, right? So this is kind of a really neat way to vent. And once you're done with it, you're done. This last one I'm going to show off is the presentation's insane. I actually got sold on this by TikTok. It's this book called Inside Then Out, and it comes literally in this, and then like there's another box and the book, this one's hardcover. I think they have like paperback ones. One thing I loved in the presentation is it came with this postcard which literally says, if this journal helps you, please pass it along to someone you want to help. So that's what I'm doing. I'm passing this along to you guys. Hopefully this will help you. It literally says better every day, and it's Inside Then Out. This one is literally just guided every single day. Table of contents states that the first 3 months are for self-awareness. There's a section where it'll help you essentially understand your past, love, relationships, self-care, happiness, things of that nature. And it's really cool because day 1, we start off with January 1st, what is your mission? And you're just going to write it down. And then the next day, again, you just get to fill out things. Imagine a movie about your life. Who would play you? What would the movie be about? And so I think this is really neat because essentially this is like you being asked an assignment. I know it sounds very school-like, but you're going to be tasked with something and kind of go back and read your answers later. But in the moment, obviously it'll get your brain thinking, right? Your creative juices flowing, and kind of learn more about yourself that you may have never thought about. There's an interesting one here, which I just jumped to. If a genie could grant you 3 wishes, what would they be? And questions like that, right? Like that sounds really surface level. Like, especially for us car enthusiasts, you would think that one of the answers would be obvious, right? We want like our dream car. Like for me, I'd love to ask for a Koenigsegg. But here's the thing. Like, the more you think about a question like this, depending on who you are, that might be one of your wishes, right? Like, one of your wishes may very well be something that'll benefit you in a tangible way. But like me, just thinking about that question, I realized that almost none of the things that I'd wish for may necessarily be directly beneficial to me. Because again, like, some of us just care about others, right? So again, this is just really neat, an idea. I'm going to, as you could tell, be doing a lot of journaling. My bread and butter for dailies are going to be this and the self-care one that I got at Barnes & Noble. And then of course the mixtape of my life will be something that I will do as just, you know, the juices feel. And then eventually, once I feel like really ambitious, I might dive into this one. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys because, like I said, I want it to be very transparent. And one of the reasons why I do this on YouTube, obviously the car stuff and everything, is to help others and to educate. And I just wanted to be very transparent about this. Being a content creator, or whatever you want to call us, being on here, not everything is peachy, not everything is money, not everything is glitz and glamour. And, you know, we're all normal people just like everybody else. I'm sure celebrities are the same way. Difference is that they got deeper pockets, right? But I digress. What I'm basically getting at is that we're all human beings. We all go through struggles. And like I said, me being here is trying to help out others. So I wanted to be very transparent in the whole concept of mental health and mental well-being going into the new year. And, you know, maybe reaching out to some of you, realizing that, you know, not every day is necessarily going to be a dark day. You know, it can't rain every day. And hopefully we can kind of help one another reach a better level of understanding, better level of respect, spread more love, more cheer, more joy, and just find better times all around. Going into 2024, the biggest thing I wish for everybody, including myself, is that I hope we definitely do have a better year, more prosperity, more blessings, more of whatever it is that you feel that you need. I hope you're able to find that. I hope that we could find peace as a whole. And of course, since you're on my channel, I hope that I can educate and help you guys out more, and bring more content to entertain or to teach, whatever it is. As always, leave a comment down below if there's something that you'd like me to address, whether it's this stuff or obviously car stuff, any questions. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things that I'd like to do on this channel, and I'm probably going to start embracing TikTok a little bit more. If you aren't already following me on there, just look up Shayness. I did a really funny Christmas video that was inspired by somebody on Instagram. So nothing to do with car content, but again, something that was out of my comfort zone that I just wanted to do to make myself feel better. And I definitely had a very fun time, a lot of laughs. But I do plan on kind of embracing that platform this year as well to do a whole different segment, which I'll put on here as well, but I just kind of want to let you guys know. But guys, again, I wish you all a happy new year. I hope that the first day, January 1st, Monday, first day of the, you know, brand new week, everything, new month. I hope that everything starts off on the right foot, and I hope that everything is just great, positive, good stuff. As always, guys, thank you for all the love and support. Thanks for those that decided to watch this video and kind of go on this journey with me. And I will see you guys in the next video with an install. Bye.